What up, though? I am Jay the Gentleman. That's at JAI the Gentleman. It's Wednesday, so this is a new episode of Dear Black Gay Men Podcast. It's still our short, bullshit-free step out of our comfort zone to talk about all the emotional ups and downs along the journey to happiness. Hopefully, this is our midweek reminder of how dope it is to be black gay men who love black gay. And I am Jay the Gentleman. This is Dear Black Gay Men Podcast. Now, let's get into the episode. Church announcements. So this episode, I am currently in Las Vegas attending the Creating Change Conference. I'm speaking on a panel tomorrow. I'm hosting another panel today. So it's just a lot going on. So I'm recording this on location. Isn't that exciting? But by the time this comes out tomorrow, Thursday, January 30th, we will be returning with our Thursday live show on YouTube. We call it Thirsty Thursday. And I'll be having a conversation about kinks, which I love and I'm very excited for. It's going to be absolutely amazing. You can subscribe to us on YouTube at Dear Black Gay Men. And then we'll be live 8 p.m. Eastern time. It's going to be great. I cannot wait to get back in front of all of you because y'all have been holding us down on YouTube and the DMs and the comments on Instagram everywhere. So I'm looking forward to having a conversation with y'all in real time tomorrow, come January 30th. And then we have a huge announcement that's going to be coming on the show. This is a big one. This is genuinely a big one. I'm looking forward to talking about it because anybody who knows me knows I can't hold water. So the fact that I've held this secret, this big news for this long is kind of a big deal. But just know that 8 p.m. Thursday we'll be back live. And then the easiest way to support what we do to help us keep creating content is to join our YouTube channel. Now, I love the likes, I love the comments, I love the subscribes, but we need your support. From what y'all tell me and what I feel in the atmosphere, it's so much more critical that Black queer spaces exist. Black queer stories are being told. And I hope that y'all feel like we are telling those stories. But in order for us to keep doing this, we need your support. So on YouTube, if you're watching this on YouTube, if you're listening to us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or Google Play, or wherever you get your podcasts, go to our YouTube channel. You can join the channel. Any level, any subscription level will be, I cannot explain how big of a support, how big of an encouragement that is. So join our YouTube channel, subscribe, turn on the notifications, all the things, and then we will be back. That has been our church announcements. Please govern thyself accordingly. So we have a broadcast channel on Instagram where I asked the other day what type of topics you want to hear about on Dear Black Gay Men Podcast. So this topic hit close to home for reasons that I can't even explain. Well, actually, I'm literally about to explain why it hit close to home. But in order to tell you how I got to this big aha moment, I got to tell you where I started. So several years ago, actually, there was this boy that I saw on, the apps. We be on the apps. All of us be on the apps. And he was just so cute, like adorable cute. He was, for my attractions, he was age appropriate. He had a good job. He had good teeth. Great thighs. He wasn't a thick boy. He's kind of skinny, but he was like a runner or a yoga or something, and them yoga girls, they always got good body and flexible and all the things that come along with that. And so, we exchanged a couple of messages online, but it was one of those exchanges that didn't really go anywhere. Every time I saw him, there was no bad blood for what I understood, but every time I saw him, I'd send him a, hey, what's up? And then somewhere in the conversation, I did it, he did it, but we just kind of fell off. Not ghosted anybody, but it's just, one message went unresponded to, and then he just got lower and lower and lower in my inbox. And I would imagine I did the same thing to him. One message went unresponded to, and then you just get lower and lower and lower. But every time I would see him and I would message him, he would message me back. Same thing with him. Every time he would see me online, he would message me. I would message him back. I never saw him outside. I never saw him in public, but we just always had a conversation. And one day I am fitting somebody. I used to make clothes. I thought I was going to be a fashion designer, and I am fitting somebody for, something I wanted to make for him so we could take pictures and whatnot. And there's the boy. his roommate. I go over this other guy's house to fit him for an outfit, and the boy's roommate is the guy from online. And but at this point, so many months had lapsed since last time we exchanged. So I'm not gonna be like, hey, I'm the dude from insert app here. I'm not gonna say the name because they ain't giving me no money. But insert app here. I can't just be like, hey, what's up? I'm the guy that you be in the DMs with. But also, I don't want to play stupid because this, again, the boy is cute. He's got good body. He's got all the things, right? Now, again, this is years ago. I'm an older, much more mature Jay now. So I'm about to tell y'all some bald-headed hoe shit that I just did. It's not the bald-headed hoe. It's shit I've done, but it's some bald-headed hoe shit. And so, I fit the guy. I handle business, fit the guy for the outfit. We had a photo shoot planned for days later. It was good. And so I left. Of course, what did I do? I logged on the apps. I'm sitting in the parking lot and I'm hoping that I'm going to be like 63 feet away from him or whatever, the number is. And there he was. He was on the app. I was on the app. And I'd like to think that he was looking for me. And I'd like to think I was looking for him. But then catch this. So then I message him. I'm like, hey, what's up? You're the guy. And you know how you log in, you can see all your chat history. So just like I logged in, saw all of our chat history and go back, I'm assuming that he logged in, saw all of our chat history, go back. So we have a little casual conversation in the DMs. Nothing that said go back in the house. Nothing that was like, let's bust down Tatiana. We didn't set anything up. But we did get, I feel like we got one step closer to like a date or, hanging out sometime. Then a couple days later, I message him because now I got all my courage. He responded positively to me doing the thing. So I'm just like, oh, okay. So let's make something happen. I log on the app, message him, and he finally tells me, you're not really my type. At that point, I was devastated. Now, looking back on it, I absolutely respect that he could tell me that to my face. You're not really my type. But at the time, it just broke my little self-esteem. I thought we were working on something. I thought we were building something. I thought we were moving in a direction. And then he hits me with the truth. You're not really my type. The upside is they gave me the closure I needed. I was able to let it go until. So check this out. Then, I don't know if y'all know, but I'm very active in my church. Very, very active. And the guy, we'll call him, no, let's not even give him a name. But the guy told me I'm not really his type because he goes for much more masculine types. I have been in the game of changing mannerisms, changing things about me to try to, play the game. I ain't doing that shit no more. I'm at least that mature. But he said, somebody who's much more masculine. He prefers more masculine dudes. And I'm not going to speculate on why that is, but that's just what he said. Years later, I'm still single. I still got eyes for this boy. I still see him on the apps. He comes into my church. Now, I go to an affirming church. Our church is open to everyone. We love everybody. We do not judge. So, seeing a same-sex couple is not out of place. You are absolutely welcome. Ain't nobody gonna tell you going to hell. Like you get to come home to my church, right? So I see him, he comes in and we see each other for a couple weeks, Sundays. Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Because I'm thinking it's cordial until he brings a boy. And come to find out, the boy is my height. The boy is my build. The boy is my skin complexion. The boy is even my mannerisms. Normally I have 2 fingers painted. The boy got painted nails. Like, I just was sitting there. I sit there and I watch them. Now, granted enough, the whole first half of this exchange happened years ago. Like there has been a pandemic since that's happened. So I grew a lot. And then he shows up to church with a boy. That happened, inside the last 12 months. So I'm thinking I'm healed. I'm thinking I'm over it. And then there goes the test staring at me right on the, on the 15th row at church. And that's when I got the lesson. The topic that one of our listeners gave me in our group chat on Instagram and the DBGN fan broadcast channel was rejection sensitivity. And when I started pondering it, I didn't really have too many times where I could think of myself as sensitive to rejection, except this one. And the irony is I'm still sensitive to it because I see that boy and his new boo every week. The rejection initially happened and I felt some kind of way about it. I didn't know why I felt some kind of, well, I mean, I did know because, nobody wants to be rejected, but I did, but I thought I healed from it. But I always say that the way to know that you are healed is if the same situation with the same person, similar situation with a different person, if something about this comes up in your life and you're able to move through it. And what I realized is I'm not able to move through it. And I was so sensitive to this particular rejection because I wanted it. And that's the hard part about being us. I think that's the bigger lesson. So many of us, I had a conversation in the comments on YouTube. So many of us get hard. We get hardened to dating. We get hardened to our culture. We get hardened to our people because we've been rejected. We know what it's like to be rejected because you're not tall enough, because you're not black enough, because you're not hood enough, you're not trade enough, you're not masculine enough. Maybe sometimes you're not feminine enough, you're not bottom enough, you're not something enough. And so what happens a lot of the times in my experience is we keep going through life not allowing ourselves to want anything. Because if I don't really want it, then not getting it, not acquiring it, not winning it won't hurt. And that's why the irony of it is we end up hard, but so much more sensitive to rejection because we don't have a muscle around it. Like I think I'm pretty cute. I'm pretty dateable. Like I got a good job. I travel the world. I talk to the people. I do things. My bills is paid. My needs are met. My pastor, he would say, I stand under a open heaven and I'm walking through open doors. Like all those things, right? So when he hit me with, you're not really my type, I was like, what? I didn't have a muscle around it. So him having any type of getting rejected is just not something I deal with. Not because I have been rejected, but because, I'm fortunate enough, I'm blessed enough, I'm insulated enough to where it doesn't happen a lot. But what I think happens is early on in our dating lives, we want something. We want a man. We want to be loved. We want to be affirmed and encouraged. We want. And then we get slapped in the face. We desire. And then the rug gets pulled out from under it. We yearn after or lust after something. And then that something, that someone rejects us. And we retreat inside ourselves. And we retreat until nothing gets to us. How many times have you been in a situation where you're like, oh well? How many times have you seen that person that's nonchalant about things that should have a whole lot of chalance? People who can't celebrate wins and victories because we don't allow ourselves to feel anymore. We don't allow ourselves to be human. And the hard part about dating is that you have to put on a whole lot of humanness, because there is the potential for a lot of rejection in dating before you find that right fit, where you find that somebody that is going to light you up. And the true tea is getting rejected is the reminder that you are human and you're open to feeling. Getting rejected and that affecting you is the reminder that there is something on the inside of you that wants, that desires. Now, I admit that, if you deal with rejection so long, it's going to be hard to, dust your shoulders off and get back on the horse. I get that. But the hardest part about being Black gay men who love Black gay men is that we're going to go through so much rejection before we find the right fit. And the true measure of your healing is if you can endure what we all know is coming. Every door ain't going to be open. Every ask is not going to get met with a yes. But if you can endure what is and what will be, it'll make your yes that much sweeter. The relationship that you really want, that you really manifest, that you really desire, when you get it, it's going to make all those no's either absolutely matter because it makes the yes sweeter, or make all those no's absolutely not matter because look at how you win. Look at how you won. But the only way to get there is to be open to the no and to the yes. The only way to get there is to be open to the good and the bad, the emotional ups and the down along your journey to happiness. So, dear Black gay men, I hope you let life open you up. See what I did there? That was our show. I am Jay the Gentleman. That's at JAI the Gentleman on IG. This is the Dear Black Gay Men podcast. We're new every Wednesday, so make sure you like and subscribe, share, and all the things. I normally am reading for a teleprompter. I don't have it right now, so of course, I'm going to be winging it. But make sure you leave us a 5-star rating on your favorite podcast platform. Our live show returns on January 30th, so subscribe on YouTube. Join our YouTube channel if you are so inclined, because it helps us create this content every week, and I'm looking forward to talking to you on Thursday. This has been Dear Black Gay Men Podcast. I'll talk to you next time.